Now we are starting with Dalton atomic theory, right? See, the Dalton was the one who first formulated the everything about the atom in a systematic way under the Dalton atomic theory, right? So just look at the board that what he stated in his theory. He stated that matter is made up of small tiny particles called atom. He said that the fundamental particle which forms the matter, you know that what is the matter is. Anything that occupies space and has mass is called as matter, right? So that he said that the matter is made up of small tiny particles, and those tiny particles are called as atom, right? And he said atom is invisible, that means we cannot see atom and even we cannot divide it. So he just formulated under the Dalton atomic theory that according to the Dalton, atom cannot be further divided, that means it is the smallest particle and it cannot be subdivided further into further smaller particles. So that means it is indivisible, and obviously it is invisible, he said, right, according to Dalton. And what he said that the atom you can say exists in vitro condition. That means we are not familiar that from where this atom came, we cannot create it and neither we can destroy it. So that means atom cannot be created nor be destroyed by humans, right, or by any other power. So according to him, atom can't be created nor be destroyed, and if there you can say if the origin of anything is not known, we say that the origin of this thing is de novo, that means not known. It is existing in nature as such, and the new atoms come from the older ones, and we do not who is creating it and how it is getting destroyed. So according to Dalton, he said that atoms can't be created nor be destroyed. Then he said that atoms combine, like those atoms which are similar in shape, mass, size and almost all properties, they combine to form a particular element. Suppose if I say we have a sodium element, so he said that in sodium element there are sodium atoms present, many sodium atoms present, and those atoms are exactly same in the shape, size, mass, density, whatever properties which we can consider. So he said that the atoms of an element means atoms of one element, all the atoms of an element are just similar in all aspects, in every aspects they are similar. Then he said that when we just consider the chemical reaction, then atom is the smallest particle that participate. Like if you come across the compounds, if you come across the elements, if you come across the molecule, so all of them are just made up of the atoms, and in them, like directly or indirectly, you can say that atom is the smallest particle that this thing participate in a chemical reaction. Then he said that when atoms of two or more elements combine, like I'll state an example, he said like if C and O, suppose this is C element and this is O element, carbon element and oxygen element. So he said that when carbon and oxygen element will combine, they will form a compound. Obviously it is a compound, you can say, because mixture of two or more elements give rise to compound, right. So he said when two elements combine, so we can say that these two elements are combined to actually what are combining? Atoms of this element and atoms of this element are combining actually, and so he said that the atoms of two or more elements, like atoms of carbon elements and atom of oxygen elements, are just combining to form a compound, and when they are combining, their combining ratio of volume and mass is simple, is fixed and is a whole number. As you can see in CO2, what is the ratio of their volume? It is 1:2. So he said that this ratio is fixed, that means if you wish to form CO2, then the ratio of C and O should be 1:2, not 2:1 or not 2:3 or not any other ratio. That means when we wish to form a particular compound, we need to have the fixed ratio, fixed elements, fixed ratio of volume, fixed ratio of mass, and that ratio should be a simple ratio like 1:2, 1:3, 2:3 like that, and it should be a whole number. That means the fraction will not be, according to Dalton, I mean the fraction won't be included in that kind of ratio, right. So this is what Dalton stated in its Dalton atomic theory. But as you know that if some scientist states something, there are many scientists who are just sitting to criticize other, or you can say not a criticize, a criticism is not a correct word. You can say that those scientists are just sitting just to see that whether that this given theory actually applicable or not, right. So like when Dalton gave this kind of theory, so few other scientists also just like they also rushed themselves to prove these points, and what they get to know that there were certain points in the Dalton atomic theory which was not correct and which were proved by the many other scientists, and nowadays also means they are accepted worldwide. So what were those points? According to Dalton, he said that atom is indivisible, right. But later on it is proved that atom can be divided into the more subatomic particles, or you can say atom can be divided into the further smaller particles, and that are called as subatomic particles. Not 1, not 2, not 3, you know 35 subatomic particles exist actually in atom. So we can have the 35 smaller particles than atom, as according to Dalton atom is the smallest one, right. But as I told you that it was proved later that 35 subatomic particles can occur in nature or can occur in atom, and out of that the main fundamental particles are electron, proton, neutron. So that means atom is no longer indivisible, it can be divided into electron, proton and neutron, right. And what else was wrong in this theory? He said that the atoms of one element are same in all aspects, as I just explained you on the basis of Dalton, that according to Dalton, if it is a sodium element, it comprises of sodium atoms, and all those sodium atoms are exactly same in shape, size, mass, etc. But it was proved later that the element like the atoms of same element can differ slightly, because you know that in nature we do get to see isotopes. You know what are isotopes? Isotopes are actually atoms of same element, right. They have the same atomic number but they differ in the mass number, that means they differ in the number of neutrons. And if this point would have been correct, then how the existence of isotope occur in nature? So here the Dalton was wrong. That means the atoms of an element are identical in all aspects. It's not like that. Atoms of an element can differ slightly in shape, mass or any kind of property which we can consider. So this point was again wrong, and which you can say existence of which particles made this point prove wrong, that was the isotopes, right. And one more thing, vice versa of this can also be used, like he said that atoms of one element are same in all respects and atoms of two different elements are just different from each other. But you know we get to see in nature isobars as well, and you know what are isobars? Isobars are those elements which you can say the elements which have same mass number but they have different atomic number. That means they have the similarity in number of neutrons but they differ in the number of protons, symbol, configuration, valency, symbol, everything they differ from each other, but still they possess one kind of similarity. So that means existence of isobars also proved that the atoms of two elements are totally different from each other. So like it was proved that atoms of two elements can be slightly similar to each other in one or other property. So these were the points wrong, and one more point was wrong, that he said that when the elements combine, then their ratio of combination should always be a fixed simple whole number ratio. So this point is wrong. See how? As you know that we have sucrose, right? Sucrose is a form of sugar, and what is the formula for it? C12H22O11, right? If we look for the ratio of combination between the CHO in sucrose, see what do we get? 12:22:11, right? We cannot cancel anything. So do you think that 12:22:11 is a simple ratio? No, it is not simple, because simple ratio is something 1:2, 2:1 or something like that, and 12:22:11 is not a simple ratio. So this point was proved wrong, as he was right that when atoms of two or more elements combine they form compound. He was right till here, but what went wrong in this point was that the ratio is fixed. This is also right, but the ratio might not be simple in all cases. It may be complex, as I saw you in sucrose, that the ratio of combination is not simple, right? So this is how it was even this point went wrong. So these were the few limitations which the Dalton atomic theory faced, and actually these limitations were correct and they are accepted worldwide. The existence of isotopes are still there, existence of isobars are still there, the ratio of combination is still is not always the simple, and moreover the atom, as I told you, that it cannot be divided into 1, 2, 3 or 35 subatomic particles are possible. So that means this all proved that there were certain limitations to the Dalton atomic theory, but still we salute Dalton because he was the volunteer who just formulated, who just made an attempt to you can say formulate everything about an atom and gave it in a theory form. It is a big task to do, right?